Let me ask you one question. Are video games still fun to you? If the answer is no, then you're like me, desperately trying to figure out the reasons for your boredom in today's gaming. Well, I'm here to give you the reasons, the facts, and the basic concepts of what makes video games fun. I'm XP Tyler, and this is Why Aren't Video Games Fun Anymore? Let's start with Chapter 1, the games. This is one of the easier concepts to understand. Basically, every good game has already been made. Now, this may sound controversial, but if you think about it, how many games have came out this year that you could see yourself playing in the future? Now, yes, there are games that have recently came out, such as Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, and Baldur's Gate 3. But, what do all these games have in common? They are all sequels to previous games. Now, yes, Elden Ring is technically not a sequel, but it's a continuation of a popular game style, which is the next topic of discussion. Sequels. Sequels are running the video game community right now. And why is this? Because it's so easy to make a continuation of a previous story or franchise that has been successful in the past. Let me give you some examples. Spider-Man 2, Overwatch 2, the whole Resident Evil franchise, GTA 5, Destiny 2, and Red Dead Redemption 2. These are just some of the games featured on the top 100 most played Steam games. Let's go to Chapter 2. This chapter goes pair in pair with Chapter 1. It's remakes. Some of my favorite games are remakes, me being a firm enjoyer of them. But let's be honest, lately it is becoming a cash grab by developers or an attempt on the revival of a series. Let's take a popular horror series that sat on the top charts for a long time, Silent Hill. The last installment of the series was PT in 2014. The series was widely popular until the game developers kind of ran out of ideas for any sequels. They decided the best route to reviving the series is to create a remake on the widely popular game Silent Hill 2. Immediately seeing this, I'm of course rushed with excitement. I love Silent Hill 2. It's an amazing game. But you gotta accept the fact that I have already played this game. I have already played Silent Hill 2. So what am I getting out of this? I mean, I've already beat it and seen everything it has to offer. I've done all the Easter eggs, all the story campaigns. I've done everything. So why do I continue to pay for $70 games with the same stories and enhanced graphics and mechanics? That's all I'm paying for pretty much, is better graphics and better mechanics to the game. It's the same story, if not changed a little bit. It seems really cheap to me, but what makes it worse, what makes it cheaper, is this isn't just Silent Hill. This is something that happens with lots of publishers and franchises. It almost creates a sort of uninteresting feeling, and I do get burned out from these type of games. And yes, I am kind of picking on the horror franchise this whole video, and let's be honest, the horror genre itself is the worst with these kind of remakes and revivals and all this stuff. And the fact that me being the most familiar with the horror franchise, it is the easiest to talk about, I guess. And yes, this does suck for horror game enjoyers like myself. I despise it, what they do. But let's review what has been made in previous years. And so we got Dead Space Remake, Alan Wake 2, and Dead Island 2. These are all games that have had a little bit of hype, I would say. Maybe a little bit, leaning towards more Alan Wake 2 being a nomination for one of the Game of the Years. But how many people are actively talking about Dead Space Remake, Alan Wake 2, or Dead Island 2? These games have died so much faster than the producers initially anticipate. And finally, I'm going to go to Chapter 3, which is the growth in the time. It's safe to assume that the community I'm speaking to at this point is around similar ages. If you are 14 watching this, then I want you to keep enjoying your childhood. Make the best out of it. Play video games. Play Fortnite, I don't care. But just enjoy it. But most that are watching are probably not. Most watching have already passed their peak childhood. Yes, I know, that's very sad to think about, so don't think about it as much. And yes, video games are meant for anyone of any age. Don't let anyone tell you different. But it's kind of a fact that you're going to enjoy gaming at lower ages and during your childhood. Most of us now I would hope, have good jobs. We have responsibilities and obligations that we have to respond to. We don't have the time we used to hop on Fortnite after school every day and grind the battle pass tier 100, although I wish I could go back to those times. It was very fun. And what's interesting is there's a lot of gamers that I know that have branched out onto better things, not better things, but different things, I should say, that are like sports, other passions, and other hobbies. So I'm gonna rant for a second and shift from objective to subjective, and I'm gonna pretty much explain why I haven't found fun in video games anymore. So one of my biggest games, and I think it's safe to assume one of everybody's biggest games, was Fortnite. And Fortnite was my childhood. Fortnite was everything to me back then, and you know, grinding on the battle pass and unlocking new skins and playing with all your friends, that was most people's favorite gaming moments and their experiences. And when you look at a game like Fortnite, where it's on chapter, I don't even know what chapter it's on now, but let's just say it's like chapter 6 of season, I don't know, 9. The game gets dried out. The game gets burnt out, and you know, most of us just don't have the luxury of time to be spending on a game like Fortnite, where you have to grind hours and hours to be able to have your fun. And yes, you can still have your fun playing Fortnite, but you know, you're never gonna get back to that peak childhood gaming experience. Like, you're never gonna go back to that, and it's sad to think about, but you know, it's over. And let's talk about something that's easily identifiable of why games aren't that fun anymore, and that is the cost of games. So obviously inflation is a real thing and it's terrible, but look at games that came out previously, like early 2010s and stuff like that, and games that are being dropped today. Minecraft in its early stages of the game was costing around $20. And if you look at a game like Minecraft, where you had a whole community and the player base is still alive to this day, and then you look at a game that came out recently, or any game that came out recently, it's gonna be over $50. You're not gonna find a game that has had that much impact, such as Minecraft, that's gonna be under $50. And it sucks because yes, everyone right now is excited over college football, NC, I don't know, 25, whatever. That game costs $70 to $100. Like, for me personally, I'm not spending that much money on a football game that I've played in recent installments like Madden. I'm not. Games like 2K will unfortunately make so much money despite it just being a remake of the same game every single year. Think about it. 2K 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, they have all came out. No, I'm sorry. I had to cut it off, and I had to think about the craziness that phrase sounds. There has been like 11 2K games, and the only thing that I can think of that has changed is the graphics and the movement of it, but other than that, they're the same game. And you can fight me for that, but I will not be spending $70 every year for the same game. I won't. Now, close your eyes for a second. Think about the moment gaming peaked for you. Was it Fortnite in 2018? Was it Minecraft in 2020? Was it Overwatch in 2016? Think about the community during this time. Are they still like this? Do they still exist? Does the game still feel the same today? I can guarantee no was answered to all three of those questions. Communities of a game are built off the players. That's why you see so many story mode games that have dropped recently to somehow slip away from the face of the earth. Story mode games are beaten, then moved on. They don't have any factors to keep them current and fresh. Speaking of that, many multiplayer games seem to crack that, but maybe not. Battle passes. Ugh, dude, I hate battle passes so much. I hate that Fortnite created such a mass hit in this bonus content area, and because of that, every multiplayer game seems to believe that having a battle pass will keep the game fresh and new by continuing to drop new ones every season, and FYI, it doesn't. All in all, guys, I can find the appreciation of many games released recently, but yes, the draining feeling of spending hours on video games is pretty exhausting. With our attention span slowly getting shorter and shorter as we age, it's easier to find different passions and different perspectives on life outside of video games. I hope I am wrong about this whole idea and video games as a whole make a sudden revival or anything like that, but if not, I hope this video either gave some closure, gave explanation, or was simply entertaining to you. And if you like this video, just hit the subscribe button. It's free, 24/7, and it helps me create more videos like this. Thank you guys all for watching, and I am out. Hope everyone's having a great night, and hopefully I can beat this as smoothly as last night's DLC. So I'm gonna give it like one more second.